So as you follow along to this routine, all our sticks that we use are color coded. And if you buy yours off of Amazon or Temu or wherever you buy your tools, if you bought the same ones, they obviously don't come color coded. So I'm just gonna show you and explain which are which, just so that you know. So we don't use these first two because they're too big to use for anything, so you can just set those aside, because in most of my videos, we don't use them. And so you're left with these. So in this order, you can look, and it basically goes in this order from biggest to smallest: green, blue, white, yellow, pink, and black, down to the smallest one. Today I'm going to be using this color palette. For paint color number A, I'm using Craft Smart Multi-Surface White. And keep in mind that all of these are multi-surface. For paint color B, I mixed two colors to get a darker red. I mixed Craft Smart Multi-Surface Cherry and Craft Smart Multi-Surface Carbon Black. Or if you find any darker red at the store where you buy your paint, you can also just use that instead of mixing the two. For paint color C, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Gold Ochre. For paint color D, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Mediterranean. For paint color E, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Camouflage. And for paint color F, I used Craft Smart Multi-Surface Radiant Gold. That's good. Okay, so now we're gonna get started on the notebook. Okay, so for the first step, we're gonna take the blue stick with paint color D as in dog. And you should have a little mark on your notebook, so that's your middle. So you're gonna place it right on top. Yeah.
I do really like this. I think I might like my colors too. I just didn't see any purple or bright orange, so.
Too much pink.
I got too much pink.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly. We're gonna use the smaller end and paint color C as in cat. So we want to make sure our design is symmetrical. So there's a technique that I use called the north-south, east-west. So you're going to place one dot anywhere around the middle dot. Then you're going to look right across from it and place a dot there.
Are you using the fat side or
smaller end?
Small side and the letter C? Is that correct?
Yes, yes.
Small side. I can't tell which one is the small side.
Then once you have those two dots, you're going to look in between and place one to the side like that. And then,
you want them as close as possible, right?
yes.
Okay, thank you.
And then another dot across from that one. So you get these 4 dots, like guiding dots.
This is scary.
Especially when my symmetry is really bad.
Okay, once you have these 4 dots, you're gonna go in between each of the gaps and you're going to place a dot. So you should have 8 dots all the way around.
And do you redip?
Yes, yes, yes. The only time you don't want to redip is when we're walking the dots and we want the dots to purposely get smaller.
Each time. what was the next step?
Basically do that again. Do
Okay,
four
I
more.
did 4, so what do I
Do
do?
it
Again, in between those dots.
Okay.
Okay, and once you get these 8 dots, we're gonna go in between the gaps one last time. So you should have 16 dots all the way around.
I'm not a perfectionist.
It's gonna look like you are. when you're done.
That's what I like, is when,
I got skinny ones and fat ones and.
and that's okay.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly.
Pink twirly, okay.
Pink twirly.
We're gonna use the bigger end and paint color E.
What number? E. E and big ends.
And we're gonna place these dots kind of like in between but above.
This is really
So you don't wanna put it completely above like this, but kind of
Not want to do a drug.
in the gap.
Or maybe I should.
No, you're doing everyone.
We'll try that next.
Yes.
No, I don't think I could. Now you're going in between those dots again. Like this. With 2 dots, you're putting it on top.
I had the cataract surgery before I came.
Oh, her lips are big.
I just gotta watch her from.
My gosh, you're not.
Well, she's ahead of us. She's way ahead.
Bigger dots.
She's on the next. See, you're doing fine. Okay, I'm getting nervous here.
No nervousness. This should be a cocktail. Have a drink.
We never get done then. Maybe we should cocktail.
Am I supposed to leave this?
So,
Pink
you
and
do
six.
one. Oh. 1, 2, 3.
We said, no, I made this for you. She said, honey, it's the most beautiful
Lord.
thing I've ever seen.
You're fine.
This is
You're
perfect.
fine.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly
White twirly.
with paint color A. And we're gonna use the bigger end.
White twirly.
And we're gonna place these dots in the same way we placed the other ones. So in between but above.
I'm missing a white twirly. Oh, never mind. We're not. Gotta be smarter than the.
So these are gonna go.
Maybe I need another class. I'll come
She's
back.
got one every month or every week of the month.
I'll come back. Okay, it's okay. This is my first one.
Me too.
So I'll get it.
This is my first month.
Oh, see, if I just told myself that, who said that in between?
Sometimes it's not perfect.
Art isn't perfect. Art is unique to each other. I'm gonna get some big bucks for my uniqueness here.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color B.
B is a boy.
Yes. And we're gonna place these dots in between but above like we just did, but you're going to skip a gap, so you should have 8 of these around.
I'm sorry, honey, what color was it?
B.
Okay.
Oh, really fast.
Catch it. Catch it. No, stop. I haven't finished it. What number am I?
You wanna get
So
some
we should start.
sticks?
How did you start to,
And then B.
you didn't do it, your 4 first?
You could do your 4 first.
Okay, I was trying to figure out.
And then big dots.
Yeah, you can do your 4 first and then just 1 in between the gaps.
Just between the gaps.
Let's skip the gap.
Like northeast, south.
Really good.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with pink color F, and we're going to walk the dots. So bigger end of the pink twirly first, and you're going to place it above our big ones like that. Then you'll switch to the smaller end, dip in the paint, and then without re-dipping, you're going to walk the dots around as far as you can go, re-dip, and do the other way.
So that end, yeah, and then we're gonna do, you do the mandala on top, huh?
Ask it again, what?
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly again with paint color D,
D is a David.
and we're going to walk the dots again. So bigger end for the first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end and walk the dots.
Around those, okay. Yes, D.
Number 10, pink swirl. That end, we're gonna walk the dot again.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly, smaller end, with paint color A. And we're gonna start here in between our walking the dots. And you're going to drag up one way, and then at the same spot, you'll drag up the other way.
Which is?
Smaller end.
It's okay, mine's good.
And we're using the pink one? And we're using the.
That end?
Smaller end.
Small end, okay.
And we are drawing.
Okay, so she says.
Drawing.
This one's kind of scary.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly smaller end with paint color E as an elephant. And what we're gonna do, we're going to place 2 dots above each other like this. And then you're going to place 2 dots to the side like this. So that we get 4 dots in this diamond shape.
Is this fat end?
Small end.
Small end. On the white? B?
Okay, 4 little dots. And do we redip each time?
Yes.
Big or small sign?
Small.
Small,
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink stick with paint color C, and we're gonna place these dots above the 4 dots, like that.
the big side.
Yeah, the pink stick.
Stick. Pink stick? Oh, pink stick. Pink stick, and what letter? Letter C. C.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color B as in boy, and we're going to walk the dots. So bigger end of the pink twirly for the first dot, then you'll switch to the smaller end and walk the dots around.
Sounds like a yoga class, you know? Okay, I'm gonna do some more. The same color, same color? B. That's it, we got the right color. Okay, B, and swirly, large or small. Then we're gonna do, the big and then the small. The big and then the dot, the walking part. Okay. Big on the first.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color A, and we're gonna walk the dots again. Bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end.
Big side, A. Is the top dot, and the little side for the walking dog. should be Berkshire. Yeah, which one's, what else called?
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly with a paint color D, and we're going to walk the dots. Bigger end for the first dot, and then you'll switch to the smaller end.
Where's the paint guy? Big one? Big one? Who's gonna do? White? Oh, I was doing blue. White? Oh, you're right, I wasn't paying attention. Glad you said that. What's Mo looking to do? I don't know. Luckily she's working and on payroll through the end of June. And then she has 6 months severance. So. You're still look together.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the blue twirly with paint color E as an elephant, and we're gonna walk the dots. Bigger end for the first dot, but you're not gonna switch to the smaller end. You're just gonna re-dip the bigger end and walk the dots with the bigger end.
See what happens when they talk.
We get behind and get
If
trouble.
it's done, understandable.
Just look, it is no longer do normal.
Did you say E?
Neither is mine.
E.
Next one is blue, twirly, big end.
What letter?
E.
E.
Learned how to moonwalk from a kid at donut shops, right? Oh, yeah? You didn't show me? I'll practice it later. Okay. He's a good teacher. Show me starting position. Sandals on. Can you moonwalk in sandals? Well, no, because he had tennis shoes on. And he was just learning, but it's all about, breaking it down to just, how to, your starting position. Yeah, I feel like my dots are moving. It'll all come together. I have faith. Okay, how are the both of us?
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the blue twirly with paint color B, and we're gonna use the bigger end of the blue. And we're gonna start here in between the first and the second dot of the walking the dots, and we're going to drag down.
You got this. I have faith in you.
I don't like the drag. Be like a boy.
B, yes.
Be like a boy. Use the big end and we drag again. Okay. This one makes me nervous. Just one of those. She drags down.
Could you do mine?
We finished doing this? We can do others? I was gonna say, we get to get something to eat, like food. Where do you wanna eat?
That's where I screw up, that's for sure.
If you can twist your twirly as you glide, you might get a little more paint out of it.
I think a brush almost would be better.
Oh my god, this is the worst. Chopping it up.
You'll be surprised when we're done, it'll look great.
Okay.
It'll be yours. Really, this is what we've done. Alright, so how to slice and dice it? This is
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly, smaller end, with paint color A. And here at the top of our walking the dots, where we did our drags, you're going to place 3 dots, kind of like a pyramid at the top.
Which one are we using, the white?
White, small, A.
Small, thank you.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the black stick with paint color D. And what we're gonna do in between our walking the dots, you're gonna place 2 dots like this, making sure to leave some room in between. And then you're gonna place 2 dots like this, so that you get these 4 dots in this diamond shape.
Did you say black stick?
Yes, black stick.
I don't have a black stick.
Is a little one.
Tiny,
I
tiny.
have two.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you.
CIR.
Okay, and what letter are we doing?
D.
D. That's a bigger stick than we just used, right? Oh, no, we didn't use. D.
Okay, so now we are done with the main mandala design. Now we're gonna do 2 smaller designs on the corners. So you can decide if you wanna do these corners, these corners, these corners. Pick 2 corners. So for the first step, we're gonna take the white stick and paint color C as in cat. So make sure it's not too close to the edge so that we still have some room to do a design.
What, this is the white stick and which number?
C.
Thank you. Jeanette and I were just.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the pink twirly with paint color A,
I think so.
and we're gonna use the smaller end,
Pink twirl.
and we're going to basically do a round of dots around. So make sure that you do the north, south, and then west, east to get your 4 main dots.
Lauren, I missed it. Lauren.
Yes.
And then you'll put
Number A.
1 gap or 1 dot in between the gaps. So that you should have 8, and then you'll go in between once more so that you get 16 dots all the way around.
Each time?
Yes.
Oh, my God, I'm gonna do this down here too.
My own way.
Okay, next step, we're gonna take the white twirly, bigger end with paint color D. And we're gonna put these in between but above, but you're going to skip a gap, so you should have 8 of these all around.
And can you go like the north, south, east,
Yes.
west again to start?
Yes,
Okay, so what color again?
D.
D or B?
D as in dog.
Okay, sorry.
That's fine.
Hearing aids are on, but there's no looking at.
Very, New Mexico.
We're using white big or little?
Big.
White big. White big.
Okay, next up, we're gonna take the black stick with paint color B as in boy. And we're just going to place our dots in between but above like that.
I lost my black stick. You had two. I had two. You gave me one. Now I don't know what it is.
Oh, for heaven's sakes.
Can we go in between, kind of,
In between and do, the color is
Bees,
boy.
Okay, next step, we're gonna use the white twirly
White twirly.
with paint color E, and we're gonna use the bigger end.
She said E. E.
And we're gonna place one dot in between the reds, and then another dot above it, but making sure to leave some room, and then two dots to the side, so you get the diamond shape.
Did you say small end or big end?
Big end. So now that my notebook is fully dry, I'm going to do some overlapping. So first I'm going to take the blue twirly bigger end with paint color F, and I'm going to go to these 4 dots and kind of place the overlapping dots kind of all facing towards each other like this. So not completely like in the middle of the dots, but all facing towards the center of the clump. Okay, and the last overlapping step, I'm going to take the yellow twirly bigger end, and we're going to come to these side designs, and I'm going to use paint color A, and basically do the same thing, but with white, or with paint color A. And now you have a beautiful notebook to take your notes in.